On today's episode, we're going to show you how to get started investing in 10 minutes. This is not investment advice, but it is going to help you at least get started and open an account. So, Josh, why don't you talk about how you first got started investing, and then I'll talk about how I did, and then we'll give some helpful tips.
Sure. I think the first part of getting started investing is understanding that someday you would probably like to not work for someone else for pay, and investing is a easy way to do that. I was 13, 14 and listened to Dave Ramsey because we had, is it Financial Peace is his little presentation thing that somebody at my church recommended. And that was the first time. I know other people had mentioned it, but it was the first time that it clicked that like, oh, I could put my money somewhere and it just like grows without me at a not like bank rate, a 1% rate. And so yeah, I went out and opened myself a brokerage account and threw some money in an index fund. That's kind of how I got started. What about you, Caleb?
Before I go, can you explain, if people don't know what a brokerage account is, what that is?
Yeah. A brokerage account is like opening an online bank account usually, but it's an account where you can purchase securities of some kind. Many times you can purchase bonds, government bonds. You can purchase index funds, which are broad pieces of the market in general, of little pieces of companies, or you can purchase individual shares of individual companies if you like them. Yeah, it's kind of just an online way to buy and sell pieces of American or international businesses.
Yeah. So I got started because I started listening to some finance podcasts that were basically saying like how to build up enough wealth to retire. Because I always thought the people who were millionaires, which I mean, lots of them are just business owners and people who have made money elsewhere. But there's also like the millionaire next door type of people who have just saved consistently and then end up being a millionaire by the time they retire. So I was like, wait, that's actually possible. Like you can start investing and you can make enough money to like take care of your family like that. And I never really knew what that was because the school system is horrible at telling people. So after listening to those podcasts, I had heard of Fidelity and Vanguard. And so I was like, I'm just going to choose one and do it. So then I opened an account on Fidelity and I just started investing into the S&P 500 because I didn't really know about any stocks or anything like that. So, and a lot of the podcasts that I talked or that I listened to actually talked about the S&P 500. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to do it then. I'm going to invest in the S&P index fund and be sort of diversified, although there's a lot of tech companies right now. But the point is diversify amongst a lot of different companies. And then I just set up an auto transfer. So I've been transferring money for a long time into that account since I was 18, because that's when you're allowed to open an account. So I would say the biggest ways to get started is, find either a YouTube channel, a podcast, or like a website that talks about finance and just start digesting it all. Start learning more about what finance is, learning more about how you can make specific financial moves to build wealth. Then figure out what the big brokerage platforms are, which is like Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab, a lot of those different ones. Open an account or get started talking to an advisor. I say that I don't have an advisor because I like to manage it myself. However, if you don't know much about finance, then it makes sense to go talk to an advisor because that's better than just not starting at all. And you can open an account there and literally transferring money is the same. You just set up your bank account connection, transfer your money into your account. It holds it there for you. Sometimes, uh, depending on the account you choose, you can make a little bit of interest. And then you just, I mean, you want to make sure you do your research And I'm not telling you what to buy, but you then want to go buy some securities, whether that's index funds, mutual funds, or just multiple individual stocks. Again, I can't really tell you what to buy, but if you do your research and talk to people and have an advisor, then they are allowed to help you buy different stocks. What do you think, Josh? Anything to add to that?
I was going to ask Caleb, I'm new at this investing thing and I don't know how to open a brokerage and I've never done that before, but my employer offers a 401k with a match. What are your thoughts on that?
I would say take it every single time, because a match is literally a 100% return on your money, which means that you get 100%, which you don't get unless you're really good at picking stocks and somehow get very good returns. And 99.9% of people are not that. So I would 100% take that 401k match. And really, that could be your investments. You don't even need to go open one yourself. You could keep that 401k and just put more into it over the match. As long as you're getting the match, I mean, I would say that's a pretty good investment right there.
And can you describe what exactly a 401k and how is it different from a brokerage account?
So a regular brokerage account, you can put money in and take money out whenever you want. A 401k is specifically designed for retirement, and that means that you can't touch it. There are some caveats, but not very many. You can't touch it until 59 and a half, because the goal is you continue to put money in there and you can only touch it when you're getting closer to retirement. So 59 and a half is when you can pull it out. And there are some different types of retirement accounts, but basically the two buckets are: you don't pay tax on it now and you pay tax on it when you pull it out in retirement, or you do pay tax on it now and you don't pay tax on it when you pull it out in retirement. There are some different scenarios in which that works, but again, talking to an advisor, they would be able to tell you specifically which one makes the most sense for your situation right now. So I would say it would be a good idea to go talk to them.
Agreed. I think that's how most people are going to perhaps interact with investments for the first time, is they'll get a job where there's some kind of retirement plan and be offered to put in money there and possibly have it matched, which is a pretty powerful incentive plan and generally a good idea. The match is a pretty great way to grow the amount of money that you put into the account, especially if the goal is retirement. I was gonna say a point to make is, in my opinion, it's successfully investing, especially for retirement, is oftentimes more of a discipline thing than you have to be good at knowing how to invest. The difference between not doing it at all and doing it some, but kind of poorly, or in a non-optimal investment vehicle, is huge. The difference between non-optimal and optimal can also be large, but not as big as the I never saved versus I saved something in this thing that wasn't quite as good as something else, but it's still something.
Yeah.
Just
And
having the
there's,
discipline of taking money out of your paycheck and putting it into an account is potent.
for sure. And there's a lot more that goes into finance, but we did tell you it'd be under 10 minutes, and that is how you get started investing. So if you enjoy the video, 5-star, give us a 5-star review on Spotify. If you're listening on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we'd love to get an email from you about different topics that you guys want us to talk about. jc.unscripted@gmail.com. That is the podcast, and we will talk to you on the next one.